No Nonsense Know-How here, and real quick I'm going to show you how to replace the ignition coils in this GMC Envoy 4.2 liter. It's going to go for your Chevys as well, anything with the 4.2 liter straight 6. Now I'm going to be replacing all 6 ignition coils, and I'll tell you why I'm going to do that. This vehicle has 190,000 miles on it, and the number 5 coil is faulty in this one, causing a misfire, a P0305. You might have a P0301, 302, 303, 304, 306, you know, but these coils are notorious for going bad on these. I'll show you how to test it when we take this apart, but I'll put a link in the description. You can get a set of 6 of these on Amazon for only 70 bucks, and when one goes, you know, they typically all start to go out around the same time. And to put one in is, you know, to put all 6 in is almost the same labor as putting one in. Then say we just, you know, this was just a bad one, or maybe we had 2 bad coils, you can keep the rest as spares in your trunk for if you're ever on a trip or something like that. And when these things go, they just kind of go out completely. So if you have a few spares in the trunk, you know, very easy to replace. I'll put a link in the description down below if you want to buy the set of 6 aftermarket ones, or buy them singly. They're about $20 a piece if you do it that way. If you go to your local parts store, they're going to be considerably more expensive. However, I do recommend going with the Delphi OEMs if this is your personal vehicle and you plan on keeping it for a long time. I'll also put a link in there for those. They're around, I think, $43 a piece, something like that. Also, bear in mind this video is geared toward people who know how to use tools already, take spark plugs out, things like that. So let's run through this real quick here, show you what you need to know. But pop this hose off right here. Looks like somebody actually glued this back on here. 10 millimeter here, 10 millimeter right back here. They look like that. And loosen this 8 millimeter clamp right here. Pop this hose off. 8 millimeter right here. Also, you could use 5/16. Loosen that one up. Then you should be able to pop this box off. Taking care to not rip that boot or anything on there. Note down here, you also have this hose that's going to slip off right there on top of your valve cover. Make sure when you put this back on to put that hose back on. Don't forget, because otherwise you're going to be blowing vapors out. And boom, look at that, all 6 coils. It was that easy. So now we're going to go ahead and, well, if you're just replacing them all, you'll squeeze the top of this connector, and then you can slide these off just like that. Do that on all of them. Then loosen up all these 10 millimeter bolts. Of course, this back one is a little tighter to get to. And up on the front here, you're gonna have to lift this plastic up out of your way. This plastic harness here up out of your way to get to that 10 millimeter right there. So zip all those out. All right, so a quick way to test these coils. There's a lot of different ways. You could ohm them out and all that too, but pop out the ignition coil on the cylinder you're misfiring on. So this is number 1 here, and 6 back there. So respectively, I'm going to take out number 5 here on mine. Then take a cable like this, hook it to ground, take an old spark plug, put it in here, and leave this ignition coil, you know, the connection hooked up to it, and go ahead and start your car up. Now we can see we've got no spark at all, so that's a dead coil. Of course, that could mean it's not getting signal from the computer too, but that's extremely rare for that to happen. So now, plug your new coil in. It's also a good idea to use some dielectric tune-up grease like this. Put some on the connector here, and also a dab up in the spark plug boot. And with the new coil plugged in, we can see we got good spark like that. Pull this out, nice strong, nice very strong spark. Now, depending on if you've already replaced them or not, it's a good idea at the same time to replace your spark plugs, obviously depending on the mileage, but it's gonna be 16 millimeter or 5/8 you can use. I recommend using 2 3-inch extensions like this. So when you get toward the back here, especially on the furthest, you know, firewall side there, you're gonna find it's hard to get the whole assembly in there. You're not gonna have enough overhead clearance. So you'll put it in as a stubby like that, and then you can slide your other extension in, pop that on, and then use your ratchet to get that spark plug out of there. A good idea to put some anti-seize on the new spark plug threads as well when you're putting those in. I'm not going to be putting ones in this one right now because this guy actually already replaced these. And you can also note here that these are all the original Delphi coils in this. You can see the aftermarket one doesn't have any label. Anyway, again, this video is just to give you all the general knowledge that you need, but you're going to do the same thing. You're going to pop them all off, do the dielectric grease on the connectors and all that. Make sure when you put these back down that this boot, I've seen people put these on wrong where the boot misses the plug, so make sure the boot is going over the plug, goes on nice and straight. Tighten this 10 millimeter down. Don't forget to hook this hose back up when you're putting that air box back on top. And really, I don't think I need to hold your hand through this and show you everything else. So I just wanted to give you the rundown of what you're looking at. Show you a quick way to test these coils. That's a confirmed fix on there. That was definitely a bad coil. You know, I could ohm it out and do all that, but you know what? That thing's shorted out inside, whatever it is. It's fried. It's done. So anyway, definitely give me a thumbs up if you guys find this helpful. I appreciate that. And consider subscribing. Thanks a lot. No nonsense, know how.